Here is another example of a question you might see something similar to on the GED and the GED ready test. It says Jeremy has a weekend job as a baseball umpire. One weekend he earns $160 by working 4 games. Another weekend he earns $240 by working 6 games. If Jeremy graphed an equation that would represent his total earnings based on the number of games worked, what would be the slope of the graph? There's 2 approaches you could take here. The first one that they're hoping you'll take follows more along with all the learning you've done with slope. We're going to look at it as if this is a function. He's made a mathematical function, and it's going to be displayed as a graph. Remember, on your function, each unique input has one output. So our inputs for this would be, one would be 4 games, the output $160. The other would be 6 games being the input. Your output would be $240. So again, remember, slope, that's on your formula sheet. Slope of a line is under the algebra near the bottom. M, which means slope, equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you remember the points we made. We're going to call that one x1. That's x2. y1, y2. So if we plug that in, using that formula, we get 240 minus 160, which will then be divided by 6 minus 4, which turns into 80 over 2, or 80 divided by 2, which gives us 40. So the slope of our graph there would be 40. Another type of, you can also think of it as a unit rate, right? So if you remember how to do unit rates, it's you take the entire amount and divide by the number of individuals. So in this case, we get 160. We divide that by 4. That was the number of games. He makes $40 a game. So what that tells us is that if we graph the line, it's going to trend going the direction of the arrow you see there for every game he works. Every game he gets $40. So it's just going to be a solid line that continues to go in that direction. As far as GED goes, it doesn't matter how you get the answer, as long as you get the answer. So whichever method of that made more sense to you, that is the one you should follow.